Hello, everyone. This is Nate Sanchez with Farmers Insurance, and I'm here with a new friend of mine, Ed Atkinson with Golden Lenders. We've been spending some time just talking about some different things I know that people on people's minds. One thing on people's minds is whether to wait or not, right? So there's some people who are putting off something that they need to do with their mortgage, and maybe there's just a matter of education. There are certain situations when it probably makes sense to wait until things clear up after COVID-19, and some things that probably you don't need to wait for. So I guess what are your thoughts on that, Ed?
Yep, and it's a great question. It's going to depend on each individual's situation, so everyone's different and their situations are different. My advice there would be to, if you're not sure, get in touch with a good experienced mortgage broker or lender and just ask them, we've been thinking about doing this. We're wanting to restructure, we're wanting to take some cash out, whatever the case may be. Here's what we've been thinking about doing. Does it make sense to pull the trigger now, or should we wait a little bit longer? A lot of my clients will ask me what I think is going to happen with rates over the next couple of months. And my patent answer on that is, I think that the rates will be good and low for quite a while now. I don't know where they're going to go, up or down. It's completely unknown in that regard. What I can say is that it's very likely that rates will stay pretty low. One of the reasons it may make sense to pull the trigger now is that if you have any doubt about your employment situation, so if you think it's there's a possibility that you could be laid off or furloughed, or that your hours could be cut back 2 or 3 months down the road, that could be a good motivating factor or reason to look at doing the refinance now, while you can get approved and closed and be able to either get some cash out or lower your payments. Once you are furloughed or unemployed or not getting paid on a regular basis, there is nothing that we can do to help you as far as getting approved. So that's one of the reasons that it might make sense to pull the trigger now rather than waiting. But we look at each individual situation. We want to make sure that we're giving good recommendations on whether it makes sense to wait or to try to do something right now. So that's the best advice I can give to people who have that question. Reach out to somebody, explore it. Let's look at the factors of your individual situation, and let's see if it makes sense to pull the trigger now or wait a little bit longer.
Is people will ask me about what sort of programs are out there for, some companies call it deferment, some companies call it forbearance, but in all of these situations, it's not forgiveness. So I guess maybe you can give people a good idea of what it is that people should expect, and maybe what the circumstances are where it would make sense for them to do so and do something.
Absolutely. So there are some programs out there that most people will have access to if your loan is federally insured. So that's going to be Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or any government type loans. You will have an option through your current servicer, the company that you make your mortgage payments to defer payments. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be up to 12 months to defer payments. So first thing you need to determine is what type of loan you have, and you can certainly get that information quickly by just calling your current mortgage company. As soon as you contact them, they will be able to give you information about what types of programs they offer as far as deferring the payment. What I tell all of my clients is, if you're considering doing this, make sure that you ask the questions and then you get the information and you understand exactly how that deferral or forbearance is going to work. Nate is exactly correct in the sense that they are not going to forgive the payments that you're not making. So you may have to make those payments that are deferred in a lump sum payment at the end of that deferment period. You may have to pay a higher mortgage payment for a certain period of time, or they may actually take those deferred payments and interest and tag it on to the end of your loan and just extend out your repayment term. But one way or another, they are going to require you to pay back those payments that you're not making. So And my advice on that is just make 100% sure you understand exactly what you're getting into. And if you're going to have a big lump sum payment at the end of that deferment, make sure that you've got a strategy to be able to make that payment so that you're not jeopardizing your house or the equity that you have in your home. So I never discourage anyone from doing a deferment. In many cases, it's absolutely the best course of action, and it can provide relief from those mortgage payments and that financial hardship for a certain period of time. But please, please make sure you understand what you're getting into and what the terms are and what's going to be required of you once you're through that deferment payment period. So that's super important for everyone to understand. It's not just a free ride. You can't just skip payments and they forgive that those payments. You're going to have to repay them some way, somehow, at a later date.
Right. Well, perfect. I think this has been some good information to share with everyone out there on this. Again, I'll take some information for myself and for Ed, so we can help answer any questions for you. Ed, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Very welcome. Thank you.